You're full? Is your tummy full? All right. Oh.
Bye, thank you.
Thank you very much. She gave Riley a kiss on her head. He liked Riley.
He does that to everyone.
He said, that girl's cute. I'm going to give her a kiss on her head.
Hey, who did you just see?
Dale.
Dale.
I have to all three are the same.
Riley, be ready to say hi to Mickey. Hi, Mickey.
Kayla, give him a hug. Now look over here, Kayla. Kayla, look. All right.
Riley gonna give her a hug.
Riley. Yeah. All right. There's Peter.
You gotta get a big hug? Both of you?
I was just gonna. Hi. We dancing.
Like, I've seen you guys before. This is my second or third time seeing you. Like,
Too light.
no, they're not. Probably on another side of the park.
Adam Vinatieri joining us, who lives here in Florida. One of the real clutch kickers last 10 years in the NFL, who went to college in South Dakota. I've been there. I've been to Lake Okoboji in Iowa.
There you go.
In the summer.
Yeah.
Your brief summer. That's where you go.
That's right.
It's hard to be a kicker for as long as you've been in, because you've been on good teams with clutch kicks. And we know that kickers are all head cases. That's what we're led to believe. How much of the mental game does wear you down, because you play rarely, but when you're in, you have to be good?
Yeah, you know, the mental game as far as a kicker, I think is probably the most difficult part. And if you can, I don't want to say you ever can own it, but the more you can handle that part of it, the more successful you're going to be. And some of the kickers that last a long time, some of the older guys, find a way to never get too high on the highs and never get too low on the lows, and just keep going. You know, just keep going. You know, every kick, every game, every season, you just try to do what you can to help the team win. And yeah, there's opportunities, and you don't make them all, but hopefully you make the majority of them. You make the ones that count at the end, and that's the most important thing.
Well, Adam, that's a great life lesson for your kids. Don't get too high, don't get too low, just keep grinding away and make things happen. Adam Vinatieri joining us in the Herd on ESPN Radio. What is interesting with you? I mean, you kind of went from the Lakers to the Celtics. You go from New England to the Colts, and those are two different teams. They're also two different cultures. New England's intense. Tony Dungy has a much lighter sort of approach. Is it harder, easier? Talk about the culture change between the Patriots and Colts.
Well, you know, there's the old saying, there's more than one way to skin a cat. I mean, both teams are very successful, and they do things almost completely opposite.
Really?
I mean, polar opposites in the sense that, you know, like you said, Tony Dungy is a very light guy. He's very, you know, pat you on the back and give you, you know, Belichick's a little bit different. You know, he'll kind of grind you down and get you, you know, make sure that you perform on his level because you're scared not to. I
Mental
guess.
warfare.
Right. It's just a different type of way of doing it. But the goal, everybody knows what it is, and if everybody's trying to achieve that goal, and working together, and not really caring who gets the fame and the, you know, all the recognition on it.
There, I got the Sharpie in this bag.
Pretty remarkable because stupendous money. Tom Brady took much less than he had to, and that's hard to do. That's hard to convince pro athletes who basically have an 8-year window to make their money, but you are rare. We don't have 12 or 13. By and large, the average is 6. Even, you know, Peyton Manning, Brady, those guys don't get touched much, but by and large, quarterbacks get about 1 big window of opportunity.
ESPN Radio and Adam
It's hard to get
Vinatieri.
pro athletes to scale back.
Together.
Yeah, well, you know,
Right.
I think Tom, you know, say 2 years ago,
Still,
they
ESPN.